The photos dropped without warning. Official account. No carefully timed press release. Just a sudden flood of behind-the-scenes images that made the entire internet stop breathing at the same time. Shen and Dylan Wang. Same set. Same project. Same frame. New behind-the-scenes photos from what fans are now calling their movie project have leaked online. And Decoding Nation is not okay. The images are raw, unfiltered, and devastating in the best possible way. Soft lighting. Quiet interactions. The kind of natural proximity that no amount of acting can fully fake. Within minutes the photos were everywhere, and the emotional reaction was immediate and physical. People cried. People screamed. People sat in silence staring at the screen because the thing they had been quietly hoping for finally had visual proof. These are not polished promotional stills. These are the real ones. The ones that catch the moments between takes. Dylan leaning slightly toward her while someone adjusts a light. Shen looking up at him with that soft, familiar expression that once defined an entire generation's idea of on-screen chemistry. A shared laugh that looks too easy to be performance. Quiet exchange of water bottles. The kind of small, ordinary details that somehow feel more intimate than any scripted love scene. Fans who have waited years for another shared project suddenly found themselves looking at evidence that the wait might finally be ending. The leak hit with perfect, almost cruel timing. After weeks of careful public distance, after private gestures that left hearts soft and hopeful, after every quiet rumor that kept the fandom breathing, these photos arrived like confirmation. Not a maybe. Not a soft theory. Actual images of the two of them existing in the same creative space again. The emotional impact was so strong that many fans admitted they had to put their phones down for a moment just to process it. One person wrote, "I have been waiting for this since 2018, and now that it is here I do not know how to feel." Another simply posted, "They look like they never left." What makes these particular photos land so hard is the honesty in them. You can see the years that have passed. Both of them look more settled in themselves, more certain of their presence. Dylan carries that quiet intensity he has grown into. Shen holds the frame with the soft strength that has always been hers. And somehow, even after everything, the air between them still feels charged with the same unspoken understanding that once made Meteor Garden impossible to look away from. The chemistry did not disappear. Simply waited. Fans immediately began dissecting every frame like it contained secret language. The way Dylan's shoulders relax when she is near. The way Shen expression softens in a way that never quite appears in her solo work. A hand briefly resting on the back of a chair. A shared glance that lasts half a second too long. These are the details that turn a leak into an emotional event. Because for a fandom that has spent years reading between the lines, these photos feel like the lines finally becoming visible again. The theories arrived within minutes, soft and electric. Some believe the project has been in quiet development for longer than anyone realized. Others think the recent private moments and careful public restraint were simply the two of them protecting something that was already real. A few simply sat with the feeling that fate has a stubborn way of pulling these two back into the same story, no matter how much time or noise tries to keep them apart. Whatever the deeper truth, the surface truth is already enough. They are working together again. The camera has already caught them. And the images are circulating faster than anyone can fully process. There is a particular kind of ache that comes with seeing proof of something you have wanted for so long. It is not pure joy. It is joy mixed with the memory of every year spent hoping. Fans who grew up with the original pairing are now looking at adult versions of the same two people and feeling the full weight of that continuity. The chemistry that once felt like lightning still exists. It has simply matured into something quieter and somehow more devastating. These behind-the-scenes photos do not just show two actors on a set. They show a connection that refused to stay only in the past. The online reaction has been overwhelming in the most beautiful way. Edits started appearing within the hour. Old soft moments placed side by side with the new leaked frames. People who had been carefully managing their expectations suddenly allowed themselves to feel everything at full volume. One fan wrote, "I protected my heart for so long and these photos just walked in and took it." Another said, They look comfortable. That is the part that breaks me. The collective feeling is not chaotic screaming alone. It is the deeper, quieter recognition that something precious has been preserved. Of course, the usual skepticism tried to surface. Some claimed the photos could be from an old project. Others insisted leaks of this nature are often misattributed. But the details in the images are too specific, the styling too current, the energy too familiar for the core of the fandom to dismiss. These are new. These are real. And they show Dylan and Shen Yu occupying the same creative space with a kind of natural ease that no amount of forced pairing can create. What this leak reveals is something the fandom has always felt in its bones. The connection between these two was never only about a single drama or a moment in time. It became a long thread that kept reappearing no matter how many separate projects tried to pull them in different directions. When the behind-the-scenes photos surfaced, that thread became visible again. Not in a grand announcement. In the small, ordinary moments that somehow feel more intimate than any red carpet appearance. A shared laugh between takes. A quiet glance. The way two people who already know each other's rhythms simply exist in the same frame. None of us know the full scope of the project yet. The title remains unconfirmed. The plot is still under wraps. The release window is anyone's guess. But the emotional truth is already here. Dylan, Wang and Shen Yu have stood in the same light again. The camera has already loved them together once more. And an entire fandom that has carried this pairing through years of hope and careful distance is finally looking at visual proof that the story was never finished. There is something profoundly moving about watching two people return to shared work after time and public complication. It suggests that the creative pull was stronger than the noise. It suggests that the comfort they once found in each other's presence still exists. It suggests that some pairings are simply not done with each other yet. In an industry that often moves on quickly, that kind of quiet continuity feels rare and precious. So here we are. Timelines still spinning. Hearts still recovering from the sudden appearance of those photos. New behind-the-scenes images of Shen Yu and Dylan Wang on the same movie set have leaked online. And Dishin Nation is feeling every layer of what that means. The chemistry is still there. The ease is still there. The soft, unspoken understanding is still there. And for a fandom that has waited this long, that is more than enough to break open every carefully protected hope. Tell me how these photos hit you. Did you feel the same rush of disbelief and emotion? Which detail in the leaked images undid you the most? Do you believe this project is the beginning of another chapter for them? Drop your honest thoughts below. Share this with every Dishin fan who needs to see these frames and feel this with you. Like the video if your chest tightened the moment you realized what you were looking at. And subscribe because when the official confirmation finally drops, or when the next set of images surfaces, we will feel it together. Some leaks are noise. Some are proof that the story was never over. This one was the second kind, and Dishin felt every single frame.